What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? Hey, man, we got a good one today. I want to talk about the first thing that I will probably automate in small business. I'm gonna get straight to it. I'm a little late today, getting everything together. Has some other things going on, but I know a lot of people are looking to automate things. And since I've been working with different AI tools and starting to actually put teams together a little better in my company, I want to make sure I talk to people about what's actually going on and a lot of things I'm seeing happening with other people as they use to automate things. And this is gonna trip you out, man. If you stay to the end, I got something for you real good. But I want to show you exactly some of the things that I'm seeing that's actually happening in companies as I start to put systems in place. And I did it in my own company as well. All right. So I'm gonna give a couple of before I get all the way in and get a couple of people time to get in and see if we do have people coming today. And we're gonna get talking into what automation is really about and what may be happening when you start to automate and some of the pitfalls you may be going through putting automation in. I know a lot of people hear the word automation and they want to get things going and they looking to get that system together. And what I realized by using AI and using a lot of things that I'm doing in my business now, I realized something that you might not even understand. And the thing is, automation only magnifies the chaos, right? It magnifies the chaos. So although the end goal is to automate things and to be able to run the company to where you don't have to do so much and be able to scale it and put teams together. I'm speaking from experience, right? Um, what I found out is that a lot of the processes are not there. So adding more tools and adding automation and adding all these complex things is not always the answer, not at the beginning. So it depends on where you are along the journey to actually see, to actually tell where you want to go, right? So that's why a lot of times people do audits and they talk to you about how your company is going and they try to understand where you are as far as mentally and physically in your company before they say, hey, this is what you need, right? But I do want to tell you this, man. One of the first things that I would automate is where you find your leakages, right? So the goal is to actually grow the company, right? To grow the company. And I want to know, somebody in there, can you message? Is that working now?
Somebody in there, somebody.
Hold on, let me see.
Can
Let
you?
me
Can you?
check and see if my messages is on. All right, let me see. Let me see. All right, all right, all right. Let me see. Let me see. All right, I think it is. I think my messages are on. But all right, so automation, right? Automation. We hear automation. We hear in scale. We want to do this thing. We hear AI. We hear all of these different things thrown at us about business. And again, I want to just go over some things that I have been through by myself in my company, and just to see if my experience can help some people out. All right. So the first process I would automate in a small business, it would be lead follow up. Lead follow up. I would do lead follow up first because this is the thing. Even though we are looking to scale, even though you might not have leads coming in, the whole goal is that you might be in the middle, because that's where I was. I was in the middle of two, right? So I'm not getting leads coming in, but I know when my leads came in, I was losing them because I wasn't following up correctly, right? So the first thing that I wanted to look at and automate was my lead follow up. All right. So I got my slides here. People said they like the slides, so let me get into the slides today, and I'm going to see if about bringing some of these up, and I'm gonna see how we're gonna do this today. All right. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So the first the first process I will automate in a small business. All right. So most owners do not need to automate everything. They need to automate the first leak. The leak I would start with first, as I said, is follow up and inquiry response. This matters because opportunities don't just usually disappear loudly. They disappear in the delays between interest and ownership. Tonight is about keeping the workflow simple enough to execute a strong enough project revenue. Strong enough to project revenue. Let's see. Oh. All right, glad y'all here with me. I done took myself off the stage. All right. So this technology is getting to me. This technology is getting to me. I took myself clean off the stage. I'm sitting here talking and didn't hear nothing. So let's go back into this. All right. So again, so all right. So the first thing that I will automate in the small business is automate the first lead, not everything. So a lot of times we want to put everything in automation, and I did that. I automated everything. I'm trying to put automations here. I'm setting this up. I want to make sure that my team could talk to each other. I'm doing all this automation, man, and I realized that I actually scaled chaos. I didn't have processes. I didn't have things and how I wanted things to go. So automation doesn't actually sit your business on the right path at first unless you have processes. All right. So today we're going to talk about not automating everything, but automating the leak first. All right. All right. So let's go. All right. So a lot of owners start with, let's see, let's get it like this. A lot of owners start with tools because they feel tools make them feel more productive. They buy software, connect apps, they add AI, and they call it a system. But if the process is unclear, automation only speeds up confusion. Automation amplifies whatever standards already exist. Okay, so if you have standards already in your company, automation will amplify that. But if you don't have standards, if you don't have way things are going, automation would just amplify the confusion. All right. So we want to make sure that you have a laid outline of what you need to go, or how you need things to go. If an owner is the only one who knows the next step, automation would not fix the ownership gap. You would still be stuck in doing everything. And I see people that I was working with, they want to get things automated. And let me put myself back up here. They want to get things automated and they want to start putting AI in and they want to start doing this. But first thing first is we have to analyze where you are and what your processes is first. What are you actually doing by yourself? What do you have other people doing? If you hand this off to this person, what happens next? And a lot of times we the only person doing it all, and then we want to put automation in and we don't understand why it may not be working. It may not be working because you haven't analyzed the processes that you have already to automate that. So if you build a team together, let's say we got 3 or 4 people on the team and you're trying to run it with your team and you got your VAs and you have AI and you have all this going, what is the steps and the procedures that's needed for when you hand this off to the team? Who is going to do what AI brings to you? Because AI will bring the stuff, it'll automate things and it actually does it really well, right? It's actually better than what my VAs was doing. But when my VAs step in, what step did they actually put in place? What step do they do? Right? What do they do? So if we don't have a process of what's happening, then automation is just going to scale the chaos. All right. So, and let's go into this right here. We said if the handoff is broken, automation makes the handoff faster, but not better. So we have a broken handoff. So I get in the lead, right? I call them on the phone. All right. And so then after I call them on the phone, we usually send an email out. Okay. Now, if I don't say who's going to send the email after I come through from the walkthrough, then it doesn't happen. All right. And so then I want to automate that. I want to say, okay, let me automate who handles the lead. Who handles the lead after I go on the walkthrough? I go on this walkthrough, I come in, I send in my proposal. Now, who handles the lead? Usually I did. I call up and I call them and say, hey, did you get that proposal? Or I send in an email. Did you get that proposal? Now, after that, if they don't answer, what happens next? All right. How many days did that go into? How many days after that? What happens there? Now, who owns that? If you don't actually say who owns it, automation is not going to fix what you got, the problem you have. Yes, we will automate. But if they respond, who is to answer that email? right? If you're going to answer the email, then it's back on you. Now we have tools which is that we can actually implement to actually do all that for you, but you still want to have a process, because when you get to the end goal, when you get that thing to say person to say yes, then what happens after that? So we started scaling certain things in our company using AI along with my VAs, and then I started to realize that I was scaling confusion. I was scaling things that I didn't put in place. I was scaling things that I had in my mind that when I started putting automation in place, I realized that, man, this is really not what's supposed to be happening. So you sometimes when you get that automation going down, a lot of people think it's going to instantly fix what you got going on, but it's not. It's there for you to test your processes, and then you can actually make it better. Because a lot of times, again, a lot of times we put these things in that we see that maybe me or someone else would say, hey, put this into your company, it works for me. But that's not the process that you have. You might not have a process to where you got AI calling them on the fifth day. You might not have a process to where you have AI actually pushing back on the emails. You might not have a process where you have somebody actually answering your email. You might be doing all of that. So at what point do you want to actually answer the email? Do you want to make sure every email coming in goes to you, or do you want to make sure some of those emails are answered and then you only see the people that's actually important to you, right? Then another thing we ended up doing, we started getting more tools. We had CRMs. We started having all these things, and it complexes the business. It makes it more complex. It doesn't make it easier. You don't understand how many people I work with that don't even touch the CRM that they have. They have a CRM, and we say, hey, we'll help you work your CRM. That's one thing that we do. We actually help you work the CRM and actually manage it for you. But a lot of times, people don't even touch the CRM. They don't even know how to actually get through the steps or the processes that is supposed to be automated. So if we don't find a way to teach people what they need to do and how they actually need to move forward in the automation process, we will actually end up making things more confusing, and people will start to feel like the business is more laborious than it has to be. All right. So that's one thing that I'm seeing as I work with more cleaning companies or companies in general. All right. So the next thing that I want to talk about is most small business leak money in follow up. All right. A new inquiry comes in and the business feel like something is happening. The owner gets pulled into operations, job sites, calls, problems, family, staff, and fires. The lead waits too long and gets weak and don't have a response. Trust drops before the sale even starts. That's why the leak is dangerous. It does not always feel like failure, it feels like being busy. So we have things coming in, and we we saying that we got things set up, and we just actually being busy. We're not actually converting, because as stuff come in, we're not actually responding to it well. We're not actually hitting the objections. We're not actually tapping into why the automation is actually there for us to actually magnify what we're doing. We are sitting here allowing and thinking the system is going to run and continue to run, and then we don't have to monitor the system or kind of shake the system. I did that for a while. I put in automation and I wanted my VAs to handle it. And as I'm watching, I'm thinking, hey, did you follow up with this person? Did you follow up with this person? Did you follow up with this person? Not to realize that I'm not actually laying down the structure of what I want to happen. I put an automation in, I had a VA there, and I'm thinking it just supposed to magically just work. It's supposed to work. Now, it doesn't actually work that way. You have to know who is responsible for what's next. Who is going to actually answer if this email comes in and it says you're too high? What happens if someone doesn't respond in 4 or 5 days? Who is to call? Right? Am I going to get one of my managers to call out? Am I going to stop by? Right? Because if someone thinking I'm stopping by and I'm thinking somebody else is going to make a call, that follow up is not happening. And that's what happened a lot of times when I started. I was thinking that someone actually knew what to do because it was said to do it. But if we don't have it written out, if you don't have it practiced, if you don't have it kind of ingrained in the culture of your company, a lot of times those things will fall short. All right. So let's see. So busy is where the money hides. It disappears. So if you're busy, so we had here, we saying the lead waits too long, it breaks. You see here the trust drops before the sales even start. You see the owner gets pulled into operations, and then you see the lead comes in, right? So you got all of this happening right here in this funnel, and it breaks and the lead just goes right out. Owner's doing too much, right? And so my point is this: make sure that the automation and whatever we have set up has a structure. Make sure that we have proper SOPs. And I hate when people say SOPs. It sounds so technical, but make sure you have a way of doing things. Just how does it get done? All right. That's pretty much what it is. How do you want this to happen? And it's so easy to get it done right now. Like I said, with AI, you can just go in and say, hey, this is what I need done. Give me a structure on how this done, how this can be done. And these are the people I have on my team. This is what I have to do. These how many accounts I have. And so how will I respond quickly, right? Make sure that I follow up and then convert to close. And then you just say what you need and get an idea. And then you implement that idea and then you test it. Once you get that from AI, you want to test it. Okay. So again, what I did first, you get that from AI and you just think it is good because AI just is the best thing in the world, so to speak. And so you don't actually go in and test some of the things that you're getting. And so I like to tell people when they're going in and using AI and using things that are very phenomenal for your business growth, make sure you look at it and test it. All right. Trust, but verify. Verify that it works for you. What works for this company or what for this person might not work for you and your company or for your next person. And that's another thing that I'm seeing. You see someone else doing something in their company and it doesn't work for you and your company. Again, that's why auditing is amazing. When you're working with a company that actually wants to help you grow, or you're working with a company that will actually grow you and help you, you want to get audited. You want to see exactly where things are leaking, what's best for your use case. How are you actually going to convert when you're really not converting? And now what's the question? Another question I had is, what if you're not having any leads coming in? Should you still worry about automation if you don't have any leads coming in? Because see, I was looking and working with a couple of clients to actually put in automation for them, but I'm using follow-up. I'm using what's working for me and looking to put it in for them. And some of them don't have leads coming in. They're not going on walkthroughs. So it doesn't mean that the follow-up system is not working. It means that they have another issue that we have to deal with. So now you have to put in another system. Now, it's not just a follow-up system. You need other things that actually implement in your system, in your company, that will help you get to the follow-up. It's not everything is just not one cookie cutter solution. Just because you see company A needs to follow up, a company B needs subcontractors, a company C needs extra people to hire. You might be company D. You might be having people on your team, but you don't have no leads coming in. So me putting A, B, and C into what I was doing for them, into what we do for you, it won't work. So I'm looking at helping companies scale, and I'm seeing that they don't all have the same problem. Now, of course, we should know that because they're not all the same entity, right? They're different entities. But what is your problem? What do you see as your major problem? And if you don't know, then hey, having a good business audit, where you want to go, where you are today, how many people you have on your team, what do you really want to automate is very key. And so that's one of the things that I love about when people give you free audits, especially when they're doing with AI services. People will give you a free audit. It doesn't mean that you have to sign up for the service, but it will help you to get used to and understanding what you may need to work through. So when you're ready for that automation or when you're ready for that AI service, that, hey, I know where I need to go now. All right. So some people see people giving free audits out and they don't take it. I used to take the free audits. And the reason why I took the free audits for a couple of reasons. One of them is because I run an AI agency that actually help people level up with AI. And so I wanted to see what other people were seeing in my company. And then I had to do it and put it in there. And then I wanted to see how good I was with what I was knowing about what I was doing. with what other people would say that I was doing and compare, right? So it's many different things that we want to do audits for in your company to actually know why you need to automate certain things. But automation is needed to be in the follow-up. That's what I would say first. But then again, if you're not getting leads, why would you set that up? You still do. Because when you're getting leads, you don't want to lose them. But don't think that the follow-up is going to fix the problem that you have and that you're not getting leads and you're not getting walkthroughs. That's two different things. You might say, oh man, I've got this follow-up system going, man, and I got this automation for follow-up, but I'm not getting any leads. That doesn't mean the follow-up is not working. That means now you have that part of the business set up. Now it's time to focus on this. See, putting a business together is like putting Lego blocks together. You got this system here that goes with this system here, and then they connect. And when they connect, it make the whole thing runs. And then you add another system. You add another system. And then you just actually see the whole thing running, just like a car. If you lift your hood up on the car, you'll see you got a transmission, you see an alternator, you see an engine, you see different things moving around, you see gears turning, belts moving, right? And that's similar to how a business is structured. So when you building for automation and when you're looking to actually scale, don't think that it's just one system that you put in, all right? With me working with revenue and operational infrastructure, I'm starting to put in infrastructure in companies. And I started with mine first. And then I started to work with 3 other companies, and I'm going to 5. And I'm starting to analyze what different companies need. And I'm starting to see the same thing. People not understanding what infrastructure is. People not understanding what automation does. People not thinking that people thinking that software or tools is going to solve the problem. I've talked to many business owners and they got these tools and they're not even talking to each other. They're not even connected. You got this tool over here for booking. You got this tool over here for your CRM. You got this tool over here to clock in. You got this tool over here to use for your finances. And now you're thinking, man, I need to automate. You need connection. You need that thing to run harmoniously. That's the key, getting a harmonious connection. All right. So let's go on to my next slide. Because I got off, man. I try to use these slides, man, and I'm telling you, I'm not really good at just staying on tune because I have it up here. And I like to flow, man. I like to get one with the people that I'm talking to. I like to speak out my heart. I like to know exactly what I've done and actually implement it and actually use other people that I'm working with. I like to use those people as well as proof of what's going on. Because just because I'm having this issue doesn't mean you do. But if you work with multiple people, you will see an underlying issue that's a lot of business owners having. And what I'm seeing now is that a lot of business owners don't understand infrastructure in the company. They don't understand how the company is built from within. I like to teach people this lesson on how the tree grows. I say a tree grows in 4 directions. And people were like, what? 4 directions? A tree grows in 4 directions. All right. And I'm going to say a tree grows up. All right. So when you shoot that thing up, you're starting to get more revenue. Trees start sprouting up, it start going up, it get tall, it get beautiful. You start to see that thing get beautiful, right? But then if you have birds and things that want to live in the tree, you got that branches that go out and you got the bark that go out, right? So the tree actually extends out the long way, right? So you have a tree goes up, you have it goes out. One of the most important things about a tree is where the tree eats, and that's the roots. So the longer you're in business and the longer you're growing your company, you start to see the tree grows down into the ground. So companies that's been 40, 50 years, you have Levi, you have the Coca-Colas, you have those, they rooted in a straight system, right? So as us as small business owners get more into the business, we start to get more rooted and grounded into where we actually want to build our company from. And that kind of holds the tree from wobbling as much. But that fourth growth is what seems to stumble a lot of people. Where's the fourth growth of the tree? It grows up, it grows out, and it grows at the roots. Where is the fourth one? Inside of a tree, you have something called the rings. It grows a circle inside the tree, and that's the internal. Something like inner man, you grow inside as well. That's the spiritual nature, right? But the tree grows inside. And so inside of your company, you have growth that needs to happen. And the growth that needs to happen inside the company is where a lot of people don't understand it. So that's where the infrastructure come in. You start putting systems that help you automate. And that's what we talk about today, automation. All right, so let's see where we are. All right, so A new increase. All right. So why owners pick the wrong automation? All right. Let's see why owners pick the wrong automation. We have, let me see where was that. Okay, that's all right. We on side four. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Why owners pick the wrong automation? An amateur mindset chases software excitement and visible busyness. The operator mindset asks a better question: where is my revenue leaking? The average amateur mindset, it it has random manual tasks because they're annoying. An operator protects and processes closest to revenue, trust, and ownership. An amateur mindset, they see automation as activity. An operator sees automation as infrastructure. The goal is not to look advanced. The goal is to build scalable trust. So again, so as I was saying, a lot of time us in business, we want to see things moving. We get more tools, we get more software, we start to get more things that's added to the company. And that's really just making it seem like things are moving. Right? It's really, what are you really looking to automate? What are you really looking to put a process in? And when you get to where you're using AI agents in your company and AI infrastructure, oh, that's amazing. Because see, not only can AI do some of the things that you used to do and the VAs used to do, but it also does stuff that you didn't even know it could do. Like, I'm gonna give you a prime example. I created something that we have in the cleaning company called Clean Check. And what Clean Check is, it's where my cleaners clock in. I have my manager in there. I have my partner in there. I have my finance people. I have my VA in there, and I have my team. Okay, and they all in there, and I kind of see everything that covers over the business. They can message clients. They can do all of that. Yesterday, I had a building that came in, and we have a person that was working on the weekends. So I talked to my manager, and I said, "Hey, let me take this out." I said, "Hey, did you use your agent to see who can fill that building?" He was like, "Use my agent? Can it do that?" Yeah. I connected the agent to my Clean Check app so that the manager of the company could just talk to his agent, say, "Hey, we got a building that's on Mondays and Fridays. Who inside the company will fit this?" And the agent would give him, "Okay, let's try this person. These two people work this day." And it came right to him. Right now, how more efficient can a person that's working to get out of a building or put somebody in a building use an agent? We didn't have to get to our VAs. Because usually, or we didn't have to wait till we get to a meeting and actually put everything together. And no, he was right there on the spot. He asked his agent who could work this building. The agent told him all the people we have on the team that might could work that building. And then boom, there it is. Right? Hey, he even knew who didn't want weekends because that's in the system. But we're not talking about AI agents. We're talking about infrastructure and how when you build infrastructure, how when you level up to get AI and you start to put agents in your business, how it actually works. I know for a fact a lot of people don't even understand how AI agents will actually work in your cleaning business. But I'm here to tell you, if you're using software and you're using different types of software, an AI agent can pull those together for you and aggregate them and give it to you where you can see everything in the dashboard, where you could run your company more organized. That's what the infrastructure does. So you have different systems that you put in, all right, different systems that you put in your business, and you have one for hiring, you have one for operations, you have one for finance, right? And so your agent can actually see all these systems that you have, and then it can tell you what you have to work with and give you better solutions for your company's growth according to where you want to go, because now you have something that's actually working in the company that's building with the infrastructure. I might have went a little too deep. I didn't feel to go into agents right now, but that is something that blew my mind yesterday, because again, this isn't so new. Like, business has never been done this way before. Business had never been done to where AI is so powerful and people are sleeping on it. I'm here to tell you, man. I know I done went off of what I had in my slides, but AI is where it's at. I didn't mean to get to you like this, but even my VAs all have agents. All of them, my cleaning company and my VAs, everybody has agents, and they use their agents to actually do the work to be more productive, more efficient, less costing, and we're moving faster, right? Because everything is harmonious. So I can tell my agent that I have to tell my VA's agent what I want them to do. And it's no longer that skip or let me pass this to you. It goes straight to the agent. When she talks to the agent, it pulls straight to her, and then she knows. Same thing with my cleaning company team. I tell them the same thing. We have some walkthroughs coming up, right? All right, cool. Agent knows, my people knows. I don't have to wait till they go in a meeting or wait till they see it in the email or none of that. It doesn't. Hey, let me get back to. Oh my gosh, I wasn't even supposed to be talking about that. Let me get back to this. All right. So, we lost something. We lost something. All right, cool. Let's go back. Let's go back. So, back to talking about lead follow up and inquiry response. All right. So, we wanted to find the first automation target. Now, lead follow up is the first target because it's the closest to revenue. It affects trust immediately. It creates speed where depending only on the owner. Sorry, let me say this right. It creates speed without depending only on the owner. It makes the next step visible instead of hitting inside an inbox, DM, phone, or memory. Speed to lead is not about being pushy. It's about showing people business is awake, organized, and serious. When someone raises their hand, the business should know exactly what happens next. So you have somebody that's saying, hey, I'm interested. Now, what happens next? All right. A lot of you might say, man, well, I'm going to call them. All right. They don't answer the phone. What happens next? I send them a text. Okay. What happens next? We send an email. Okay, cool. Let's write that down. Now, you don't have to do all of that. You can stay focused on whatever you're doing over here. You can set something to call them. You can set something to send them a text if they don't answer. And then you can set something up to send them an email a couple of days later just to make sure they know that you're there. And if you're not, if I got a guy right now that's he does the window cleaning, right? I'm working with does window cleaning, and sometimes he's on the ladder, right? He's up there cleaning the windows. Now, if somebody calls, you can have AI answer your phone. Now, just because you have an AI assistant answer the phone, does that mean that the system is working? No, because when it answers the phone, what does it do? Does it actually put it into your CRM? Now, if it puts it to your CRM, are you actually going to check it? Do you actually know that it's tagging in the CRM? So, see, a system is more, and automation is more, it's more dynamic than just setting something up and getting it going. You want to actually know how the system is working. And that's another thing that I'm seeing. You want to, people will set up automation or they want automation, but they don't understand what's actually going on. So I found myself having to walk people through how to use the CRM, how to use the tagging system, how does automation actually work? Yeah, you got it automated, but how is it working? So what sends an email to this person versus a call to that person? I don't know, man. I got it automated. No, that's not how it works. You want to make sure that it's a tag that actually tells them, hey, this needs an email. This person needs a call. He's a little warmer, right? Now, we don't have a lot of time to do all of that. That's where AI comes in. AI actually tags them, set it out, pushes it out. But then if you don't know the system, then, hey, there you go. You're a little lost. So I just want to, again, I'm getting excited when I talk about AI because that's what my passion is. And so I use it in my cleaning company, and then I use it in other companies, and I use it to help other companies grow. And I mean, it's just phenomenal, right? It's phenomenal. And a lot of people are scared. A lot of people are missing it. A lot of people don't understand it, but it's fine. As you didn't understand business when you got in, you might not understand some of the things that you're working with now. And so this is where we take and teach you and walk with you and learn, send Loom videos, show you how to work your software, show you how to work your system, show you how to get things automated where you understand a clear direction. You don't just be putting stuff together and you don't know what's going on. You want to be shown exactly what's going on because the business is behind the business. The business is not inside the cleaning the company. I remember, all right, it's a little thing. I remember when I had my manager, right? When I was training my manager to grow in the company and he was doing the cleaning in the buildings. He used to say, man, I do everything in this company. And I was like, no, you're a part of the company, but you don't do everything. If you're in the business cleaning and you're making sure the business is clean, you're a very good asset to the company, but you don't do everything. The business is behind the cleaning business. It's that business under the business. That's where the automation comes in. That's where the analytics come in. What is bringing in the data that you're getting from your website? We don't even go that far, do we? We don't even go to see, hey, I need my social media traffic automated. Let me see what comes to me. That's the difference between now and then. We are at a level now that we can actually automate and bring in so much of our numbers and data that it's unbelievable. I get into it the channel later on to show you about the command center that I built for cleaning companies. I actually built it for multiple companies, but I got it for cleaning companies. It actually shows you where your data is coming from or where your data is leaking, how many people you got in the pipeline, you know what stage they're in. You know, like it's so much that you can actually see now with automation. But I say AI automation, not just regular automation. But that's the beauty of technology where we are right now. Let's get back to this here. All right, so let's go. All right, so standards first, automation second, AI third. Don't do it other way around. All right, so a lot of people want to go straight to AI. All right, no, you want to get your standards first. Now I did this. What I did was, all right, let me put them on side by side. If I can get side by side, I'm gonna see. Let me see. All right. So what I did was I went straight into AI, right? So I'm entrenched in the AI. I'm in it every day, all day. Like I'm in it so much that I'm not into my cleaning business as much. But I went straight into AI. I went straight into it. And I realized that I scaled chaos. So I let people know right now, and I'm gonna say this straight, you will scale chaos before you get understanding of what you really have. It's evident you will scale chaos first. It's gonna be that way because something that comes in so new and you don't understand it, it takes a level of organization. I'm gonna tell you the fact of the matter is this: if you spell trip, TRIP, and you have a space after the P, that type of unorganization will mess up the system. It needs to be TRIP. That's it, not TRIP space. And sometimes you might have a system that you don't even see the spaces in there. So you want to make sure that everything is very much organized because now you're going to be running with a system and it's calculated. It's like 2 + 2 = 4. It's on time. It's like this, like a beat. It's going to go. And so a lot of times when you getting into this AI world and you start to scale with AI automation and you move past that first level of automation, you're going to scale chaos. It's going to be systems that's going to be breaking. It's going to be things that is going to need to be redeveloped because of the level of sophistication that your infrastructure now has. Now, again, that's not to scare you off. That's to get you in early. This is the early time. A lot of people don't even know the power that AI and AI agents bring to the cleaning company or business in general. Now it's time to get in because you're going to have to understand that all of the processes need to be documented. If you don't have documentation on the people that you're working with, so say for instance, you got a cleaner that goes into the building. The cleaner goes into the building and you don't have it structured on how they clean. You just showing them how to clean. You don't have let's go to clockwise or counterclockwise. You just say, let's go clean, right? And you're showing them how you clean. And in the next building, you clean another way, something different. The next building, you clean something different. That's not going to work as you start to put infrastructure in. Because when you want to scale, you want to have a ACS standard. Well, you have your own company, but we have the ACS standard. I changed it. When I started my company, I was just teaching people how to clean. I would show you, hey, you clean your bathroom this way. You clean the building this way. You got this rag. You got those color rags. Now I train my team to train people to clean the ACS standard way. We need to make sure that you're going counterclockwise or clockwise. Do this in the bathroom. Now, do they do it when we're not there? That's not the point. The point is that if you're building a system and you want automation, you want to make sure that you have it and you test the role first. You want to test how it works. So we train somebody to go, let's say, clockwise around the building, right? Right. And so I seen somebody go in and they start going back and forth, right? Back and forth. So you got offices going down this way, and you got one person that want to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Do you know inside the inspection they keep missing a room, missing trash? But do you know that the person that goes around like that and come back down, They have less missing in their inspection reports. Now, the reason that is because they're following the system. Now, when you put in automations in your company, if you don't have a system, then the automation again is going to scale the chaos. So you want to get in your system. You want to start learning what you have. You want to start documenting it. You want to start putting AI to the test after you get to the automation. Let me see. Let me get that back in now. Standards. Define the process first. The owner still governs the outcome. Automation protects the standard. It moves the data. Now, AI supports the process, does not replace leadership. That's exactly how it scales. Now, I didn't do that. I didn't have my standards at first. I went to AI. Like I said, I'm in it. I was in the AI. I went straight there. And I did have automations, but I didn't check the standards of the automations. I wasn't checking to see. I just had them set up. But now that AI is in there, oh, it may just whipped it together. This thing has to go a certain way. It cannot be labeled differently, so therefore the agent can actually pick it up. So within the AI automation, again, we have multiple different ways that we can automate. You have regular automation, and then you have AI automation. But with the regular automation, it's a little more lenient. You can kind of go in there and see little things. If it doesn't work, you can kind of let it slide by. But the thing about that is this: when you let that happen, you stifle the growth for the next build. All right. So these are the steps that you want to go. Get your standards together. All right. Then you want to start automating, moving the data, starting to see what works and what doesn't work. And then you want to go to the AI. All right. So what's next? What's next? All right. So now we moving on to lead follow-up. All right. So before I start to read this, let's see. Before I start to get into this here right here, let me see if anybody has any question, because I just been running. That's been running. I get into it. Let me see if we got anything in the chats down here. Let me see how to turn on my chats first. Let me see. Do we have any chats? Any questions out there? I see some people in here watching. Do we have any questions so far before I go into the next section? What we're going into. So is the chat working? Can somebody type something in the chat to let me know the chat is working? Let me see. Let me see if I can get an engagement. Is the chat working? Is the chat working? Yes, no, maybe not. All right. One time I was doing a video and I didn't have my chat on, and folks was messaging me like, man, we wanted to chime in and we couldn't because your chat wasn't working. So I want to make sure that the chat is working and I can actually see it. I don't know. I think I had it on children or something, and I had to figure it out. But I have nobody. I see people there, but nobody's responding. Okay, well, nobody want to say nothing. That's fine. Let's keep on going. All right. All right, so the lead follow-up blueprint. All right, so let's go on with that. The lead follow-up blueprint. All right. Excuse me. All right. This is the blueprint that I would build first. Capture, acknowledge, qualify, route, remind, track. Do not make it the biggest thing. Capture, acknowledge, qualify, route, remind, track. All right. Do not make this bigger than it needs to be. The purpose is not to create 20 workflows. The purpose is to make sure no leads become invisible and no next step floats without ownership. All right, so I say that because, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen people have so many workflows. Like, it's so confusing to have so many workflows. You just have workflows. You don't need that many workflows. Get workflows that's actually going to be working for you and then build on it. That's just like when you get to dealing with OS operating systems. All right. So I have automations and now I have operating systems. Now, operating systems, you don't want to just put a whole bunch of them in one. You want to make sure that you, just as you do your work, your automation, okay, you want to start to layer it up. You don't need 20 different workflows. You just need one or two workflows that actually get the thing going and then start to add on it. Too many times that we see people that's a little further in the game with the automation or a little further in the game with the AI, and we just want to just implement these things. That's not really the best thing to go about it, because it scales confusion. A lot of times we get confused wanting to watch someone else or look at somebody else's plight, or look at somebody else and say, hey, I need that, I need that, I need that. Yeah, you do. You may do. But where are you right now in your journey? Where are you now in the process? Because yes, you may need it, but you might not need it now. And I went through that process again, dealing with operating system. I want to make sure that other people see the benefit of AI and how the systems that I put in my company has making it run so smooth, right? Now, it's not without issues, because you got bugs and all of that, but it runs smoother. Like, I can't even explain it. I can't even explain it. It's something that it's very challenging to explain, so I'm not going to even attempt to. But um, each step answers one operational question. Did we see it, respond to it, understand it, assign it, follow up, and track what happened? There he is, tracking what happened. That's one of my flaws. I had the automation set up. We doing something, but do we track what happened? Now, that that causes another issue, because as an operator, you already doing all these things. And the reason why you put the automation in is so you don't have to do so much. But now you faced with another job. You faced with making sure the reports coming in and tracking what happened. So you didn't really alleviate something, you setting something up. And I think a lot of time founders in the company, they don't understand it's a process in getting everything automated. They think that when you put this automation in, it automatically means that you're automated. No, it means that you have something to work on to get automation finished. Yes, you put in the automation, but it breaks. Things break all the time. You got people that don't show up in the buildings. You got AI agents that get bugs. You got systems that you put in that get bugs. Your iPhone get a bug. Your games get a bug. That sometimes they have to do updates. So everything needs to be tracked. And one of the things that I messed up with, or I didn't do early on, is I wasn't tracking what was going on. And see, now that we are at a point that we can actually track and see numbers, and I can see everything that's going on. Hey, I'm telling you, when you get to the level that you put an AI in, oh my gosh, you're gonna see. You see everything. I can see. I see I see the numbers on the buildings. How many times I see when my people clock in late, clock in early, clock in late. I can see if it's rushed. I can have my agent right now and go through the last 5 buildings that my people clocked in and clocked out and clean check and see if they rushed to clean. And how did I know if they rushed to clean? Because the clock in and clock out system, it's a average of how long it usually takes to clean the building over time. And then if they start to go in and go out, in and out, clocking in and clocking out, I can see they rush the building. And too many rushes at one time, it caused me to say something. But again, that's when you get more of setting up operating systems and using AI. Right now, we're just talking about a simple follow-up. All right, just a simple follow-up. And you don't need, again, all these separate systems. You need to get you something to capture, acknowledge the lead, qualify the opportunity, route it to the right person. Who is the person that it goes to when it come in? As you start to scale, you don't want it to be you. You don't want to have to handle your emails. I do not handle emails. I hate emails. I don't handle emails. Hey, look, I ain't handled emails in over a year. No, it's been longer than I don't handle emails. People say I send it to your email. I'm not handling emails. Don't send it to my email. My VAs will get my emails. Now my AI agent gets the emails, and then my VAs check the emails after the agent to make sure that the agent is actually sending the right emails. So, and again, inside of that system, that automation, it was flawed because my VAs didn't answer the emails all the time. It was so many different spam and emails come out. I wait 3-4 days till I get my emails handled. Like, right? I'm saying somebody sent an email and my VA taking 3 days to hand it to me. But it doesn't happen that way anymore because AI gets straight to it. I can see where it's at. And then I just let my VAs, I see how long it takes them to answer it or if they like the response, because now we're training the agent to answer it according to what the company wants answered. All right. But again, a little bit more than where I'm supposed to go today, but I cannot stop with where I cannot stop with just this because there's so much more I want to give. All right, then let's see where we are. So, what was that? Route to the person who handles it. Okay, who handles it? Remind the owner of the team about the next step. So that's another part inside of the automation that I was missing. So when the VA or whoever's answering the response, how are you notified that it happens? Some of you are blind. I was running a VA service and I was helping people scale their cleaning company using VAs. And one of the things that I realized is that they didn't know what was happening. They didn't know exactly what was happening. They would wonder what work was done that day. Even when I did send them updates of how things was going, they still didn't know what was going on because a lot of times they didn't read the updates, right? So now you have something that's coming to you with how you want it to come. I keep going back to AI. I can't stay away from it. It changed the game for business. It changed everything. It changes how you even breathe now. You breathe fresh new air. All right. So you want to remind the owner of the team about what's next, and then you want to track it. So what happens? All right. So we have automation set up. We have it running. We qualifying. We routing to the right person, and then it reminds the owner or the teammate what to do next. But how are you tracking it? I told you again. I see people that don't even know how to use their pipelines in the workflow. They have automation set up, but they don't know how to use a CRM. They don't know how to track what's going from stage to stage. So yeah, the automation baby working, but you're tracking you human tracking is not working. So you're not understanding or knowing how to shift to make it a little better for you. So automation don't actually just fix the problem. Yes, you do need it. But first of all, you have to make sure we understand where you are in the game and see what you need to learn. New tools, new software, new automation doesn't actually fix the problem that some of you may be having. I'm going to tell you from experience. I did it. I bought every tool. I had the shiny object syndrome. I'm buying Go High Level. I'm buying what was it? Call Central. I'm buying well no, it was called I'm checking out HubSpot. I'm checking out different CRMs. Then on top of that, I'm setting up automations. Then when I set up automation, I'm getting email campaigns going. I'm setting up all these different things up, but I'm not tracking none of it. I'm just thinking that I was supposed to work because I set it up. And that don't work like that. It don't work like that. So in this game, in business, I tell my people that I'm coaching and I'm working with, you always have something to do. It's not that you will be doing the same thing all the time, but you will always have something to learn and grow from. The way that I run my company now is really easy a lot, but I just look through the Clean Check app. And the Clean Check app, I kind of see who's clocking in and clocking out. I kind of see what my VAs are doing. I can kind of see when supply is supposed to be ordered. I can see when rags are supposed to be ordered. I can see when my finances coming in straight through the Clean Check app, right? But this is now a operating system. It's past the automation. We have an automation that runs into an operating system. And now the automation becomes part of the system. And then we get the numbers brought back from what the automation is doing in the command center. So I could pull up a command center right now and know how many people I got in my pipeline and what stages they're in, how many people we need to close, how many leads we need to do to get our target. Some people don't even know how many leads. What is your average amount of leads that you're getting in closed on, so you know what's your target for walkthroughs to close on your goal? All right, let me say it another way. If you're looking to get 10,000 a month, how many are you closing on? What is the average amount of clientele that you're bringing in to actually get you to that 10,000 a month revenue? Those type of numbers needs to be seen. Now, automation does some things for your follow-up, but bringing that automation and actually giving it a face, that's where AI automation and systems come in. That's where the next level is. That's where when I was showing you how you get the standard, then you automate, then you have AI on top. That's how that all works together. Man, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's definitely beautiful. All right. So let me get back to this next. What's my next slide? Let me get my next slide. So let's get to the next slide. I should have got me some water real quick. All right. All right. So let me see where we at here. Man, I got something on my screen that I can't see. All right, catch and filter, phase one. All right, so phase one, you want to catch and filter. Where is that? Where is that? My slide? Where my notes at? Where my notes at? Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, bear with me. Bear with me. I'm trying new stuff today. I'm always trying something new. What I realized, what I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start recording my lives, recording my videos, and just posting them where I'm not doing it live until I get a little bit better at all of the stuff that I want to move together. But all right, so again, we got people down there. We got people checking in, checking out. Do we have any questions or anything? Did anybody want to talk about automation? What is your ideal of automation? How are you going with automation? Is it something that you're liking? Is it something you understand? What you think about AI and cleaning companies? I know a lot of people are scared. Do you know about AI? Are you using it besides ChatGPT? That is also one of the conversations I like to have. I'm looking forward to when people can actually have this conversation in the open and people are not scared. I seen somebody the other day so they shut off what did it say? They shut off one of the AI softwares or something. They got scared or something. I'm like, wow. But the thing is, man, this is the thing. Let me not get into AI. All right. So capture. Where did the lead come from? Website forms, Facebook, Instagram, email, phone, referral, ad. The business need one visible place where inquiries become records. If the lead only lives if the lead only lives in a message thread, it's not owned yet. Okay, so we got to make sure we know where the system comes in. Now, again, I say this multiple times. Whoever, if you with using your CRM, and I know a lot of people follow me from the Clean Biz Network, or they work with me on one-on-one. Dude, your CRM is gold. Where are the leads coming from? I use Go High Level, and again, CBN Clean Biz Network. So the thing about this is, it shows you somebody messaged W.A.D.E Global AI through Instagram and said they was ready to have a consultation. I know it came from Instagram because they messaged it in Instagram. I seen it come through the software, and boom, there it was. I've been able to have somebody to respond. Somebody messaged Ascent Cleaning Solutions through the same software, and they say, guess what? I can see it. Now, different leads come from different places. So you want to make sure that you are knowing where your leads come from. What is working? All right, so not to go too deep, but I'm managing a cleaning company right now. So I'm building my cleaning company. Let me just go into this, and I'm gonna tell you how it's possible. So I'm actually building my cleaning company. I'm putting in systems in the cleaning company. I got AI agents running in the company. I'm showing my team how to use agents. I'm actually directing them on how to do it. And I'm also managing another cleaning company that's in my local area. So I want to help him grow. But the reason that I'm doing that is because I want to see a company from outside of my company so I can see what a company may need. So I'm basically, if you've seen that Undercover Boss, I'm playing the undercover boss role for another company because I need to be able to see what does a manager actually need. What does my manager need? And I'm not going to clean my buildings. I'm not cleaning no more in my business. I'm not. I don't clean in my company at all. I haven't cleaned in my company in over 2 years. I'm not. If I have a team, they know I'm more valuable than being in the building, right? They see that. They can see that. They sense that. They know this. So for my cleaning company, I don't clean. Now, I will clean for this other company that I'm helping build. And the reason, again, is I want to see exactly what I need as a manager or a cleaner from that company. So that's again, I choose and pick what buildings I want. So if it doesn't pay what I need it to pay, I don't take it. So and I said that because where were we at on my slide? Let me see. I said that because we want to know where our leads coming from, right? So as I'm in the buildings and I got my people coming, where are we? Oh, that's where it was going. When I talk to him, the guy that I'm helping, all right, when I talk to him grow his company, I'm asking him, where did they get your number? Where did they get you from? We just created a website for him. And this is funny. So we created a website. W.A.D.E Global AI created a website for this cleaning company. And we gave him 19 pages, right? Now, with AI, you can start to do a lot more. So we gave him a premium level website. Now, with that website, he has now in 2 weeks, he has a Lamborghini that called him, and he has a big hospital that called him as well. He never had those people. And he was telling me when I created the website for him, he was like, he didn't want to look that professional. It looks like AI. Who cares? You wanted to convert. And so, but it was very professional looking. It had the SEO, the AI search. So now the people that's following him are coming to him. He's not chasing them. They came to him. They filled out on a form on his website and they came to him, right? And so the reason that I say this is because you want to know where the leads come from. What's working for you? Because when you start to automate and you start to do all this follow-up, you want to make sure you have following up according to what that person needs to be followed up from. So this person here that messaged him online, she put in the message, don't call, email, right? So she came from online. It showed him online. She said, note, don't call. Now, if you have a system set up, you can actually understand what's the best way to communicate with the clients. A lot of us are not communicating with the clients the way they want to be communicated. And we saying that we want to automate something, but we're not even setting the standards for how we getting the data in. We're not setting the standards for what we need to build upon to automate. So again, you will build and automate chaos before you get it straightened out. This is why I say it's time to go now. Even if you feel like you're not ready, get you a free audit. I'm going to plug something right now. Go to info@wadeglobal.ai. Say you want a business audit. We will give you a free business audit right now. We'll give you a free business audit, AI business audit. info@wadeglobal.ai. Say you watch my live, you're in a cleaning company, plumbing company, whatever service business you are in, I will give you a free AI audit so you can see where you are in your company, and then you can see how you can scale it. Okay. So if one of my VAs is in here, can you please put the link in there for them to actually mail and get the audit, the business audit? Because if somebody needs the business audit, we'll give it to them for free. Because I'm really, before I want to help and sell, I don't really want to sell nobody something that they're not ready for. If you have no structure, it's no point of me saying automate something that's no structure is the foundation. No, and I'm knowing structure is the foundation for automation. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. We got somebody. You are preaching, my guy. Keep sharing your great info and blessings from Jones Company System, Janatoria, Indianapolis, Indiana. Okay. What's up, my guy? I appreciate you tuning in, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Hey, if you need, hey, like I said, hey, get your business audit. I don't know where you are in your structure, but hey, email that in, get you a business audit, and hey, see where you are. See what levels you are at. See where you are. It's like no obligation. All right. I'm not trying to sell anything. I just want to implement and help somebody. All right. So just go ahead. All right. So, but I appreciate that. He said I'm giving good information. All right. So let's get back to it. All right. Hey, that really motivated me, man. I appreciate it. See, y'all don't realize when you're doing this behind here and you just speaking out to you don't know who, and somebody actually give a comment, that's blessing the person who's actually doing the live. So as I started getting more engaged in the YouTube and I started transferring over more into AI and showing you why they call me the AI guru in my area, to why I can actually say that, I want to actually know that people are there so I don't talk over their head, because I'm going to transfer over to show you how business is being ran today. And it's going to blow your mind, because you can create anything you need to create so your system can run on your own systems. But let me go back. All right. So if the lead only lives in the message or thread, it is not owned yet. Step 2, acknowledge. Did they get a fast response? The first response establishes trust. Acknowledge Acknowledge does not mean fake personalization. It means clear confirmation. We got this here is the next step. So again, when we do the automations, okay, when you do the automation and you go right back. Now, the thing about this is where this is where things happen. So you get a template and you put it in there and you put the template there and you respond to everybody the same, right? This is cool. That's worked then, but you don't have to anymore. You can have an AI agent right there to respond to people how they want to respond, how they came to you. It's more tailored. You don't understand. You just don't understand the dynamics of how my responses go back out now to my people. Like it blows my mind. It blows my mind. Have I mastered it yet? No, it's so new that I'm working out the kinks. I told you before I had to scale chaos, and now I'm leveling that thing out. But it's phenomenal. But if you don't have that, if you're not in that system, what you do is did they get a fast response? Did you get them? Did you establish the trust? You get you a template, and you can actually use what they have custom values or custom fields inside of your CRM. If you have a CRM, most of them do this. You can actually tailor, hey Tom, or hey Bethany, hey somebody, and that gives you a little bit of that gives you a little bit of a personality. So hey Tom, you don't want to just say hey client or hey somebody. You want to actually respond fast and make them feel like, okay, here it is. Now when they message you, they give you their name, right? People put in forms, they fill out forms to you. Hey, this is Jonathan Woodard and I'm looking to get a cleaning on Friday or something I need to walk through. Hey Jonathan, how you doing? Thank you for reaching out to Ascent Cleaning Solutions. You said Friday will work for you. We'll be there. Right? You want something to write back that actually speaks to them and they feel like, okay, this is somebody. Right? Too many times I've seen automation that say, all right, we'll be there Friday. And that's fine. But is that the company that you're building? Right? You want to see me personally? I have values in the company structure that I have, and I want people to feel like I'm there with them. I built my company on my own two hands, and I was growing it. And so now that I'm actually looking over it, I still want the team to have that me personal feel. It's one thing to have me in the building cleaning, and all of my clients, I don't want to say all because I'll be lying. Majority of my clients, when I was actually cleaning the building, when I left those buildings to put people in it, I had a problem because of the way that I nurture the people and talk to them and make sure they feel and know welcome. I put people in building that didn't even talk to the people when they was going to the building. Now, you don't have to talk to people, but that's not my company culture. When you walk into somebody's building, if you're cleaning for Ascent Cleaning Solutions, make sure you're personable. Make sure you're talking to them. Smile. Say hello. I don't care if you're having a bad day. It's not their fault that your day is bad. Smile to them. Let them know you're there, right? That's something that I've done no matter what. So that's something that my company is going to keep going. So I want that to be transferred over into my automations. And if that doesn't come about, then my company's culture is lost through automation. That might be another video I show, because I've seen a lot of companies have a culture and they lose it because they put automation and it feels robotic. It doesn't have that company oomph to it. I'll show you some ways to get that through too. But that's something I did. I don't take a break when I go. I just be going, don't I? All right, so step 3, qualify. Are they a real opportunity? Ask 1 or 2 useful questions so the lead can move forward without wasting time. All right. Qualification filters noise before it takes owner's time. So you want to make sure that the first response is not just communication. It is a first proof of your standards. That's what I was just talking about, right? Once the lead is caught and filtered, ownership has to become visible. All right. All right. So once the lead is caught and captured, ownership must become visible. And I keep going back to the CRM because now, me personally, I didn't have time to run my CRM. And a lot of you business owners don't either. That's why automation and understanding and learning does. You have virtual assistants, and now you have AI agents that actually does the work for you that the VAs was half doing. Well, they done pretty good, but no, I mean, they're not as consistent, okay? So I'm just going to keep it real. They really good. They show up. They do all right, but they're not as consistent. Nah, they're not. So, but they are a benefit. They are amazing. So don't get rid of your VA. Just show your VAs how to use AI so you can have an OMG. Okay. So, but yeah. So you want to know what happens. What does it sit? Tag it. What does it look like? All right. If you don't understand automations, then you're not going to understand. No, if you don't understand tagging, then you're not going to really understand the automation and the follow up, because a lot of people are lost. A lot of businesses lost in the follow up. But we're not even tagging. We don't even understand the systems that are tagged, but we'll purchase them. We'll purchase them, but we don't have time to learn them. So why not have a company that actually runs it and shows you and gives you the data so you don't have to learn them? You just start to learn the system of how it works. And that's what W.A.D.E Global AI does. We actually put the system in, show you how to run it, and run the system for you. So you only have to learn the data coming to you. And over time, you get to understand the system, but the bottleneck is not learning the system. See, the bottleneck for a lot of entrepreneurs right now is operators, especially if you're doing it yourself. Your bottleneck is learning the system. And I know because I done it. I had to learn the system to teach it to the VAs, because the VAs, I didn't get the high price VAs because I was looking to get VAs that could actually help other cleaning business owners that was on the bottom scaling up like I was. Right. And so some of the more advanced virtual assistants, some of them, those more advanced VAs that knows how to use the software, they're a little bit more expensive. And so a lot of people that's in the cleaning business and they're beginners, or they was where I was, they don't have that capital to spend $10 and $20 an hour. $10 an hour is great. You pay people over here $15, $20 an hour to work, but some of them didn't have the money to spend the $10 an hour for the VA. So we want to make sure that we had the virtual assistant at the best rate we can get them. So what that does was that took me to have to learn the system to train the VAs, so the VAs can train and learn the system for the people at a decent rate. That was my dilemma. That's no longer a dilemma. That's no longer a dilemma, because I have AI agents that knows the system, and I train my VAs how to use AI. So now everybody knows the system. It's a way better move, way better move, way better move. All right. So let's go on here. I'm going to start wrapping it up. So, but next slide is let's go. I'm having fun now. It just takes a little time for me to get into it sometime. After I get into it, I start getting the flowing. But I will start giving more videos. I've heard people tell me they want me to be on a little more. And then I need to be a little bit more consistent. I've heard that. So I'm gonna take what you're telling me, people that's following. I appreciate it. And I'm gonna get back into it. So, all right. So phase 2 is assign and track. All right. So who owns the next step? Assignment has to be clear. No floating task. No assuming somebody handled it. No lead should live in everybody else's blind spot. Again, this is something that happens when you're working inside of your CRM. Inside of your CRM, if you are working by yourself, then you have to do it yourself. But I'm speaking from a point of a person that gives you a team. Okay. So since I've been working with VAs, I've been bringing a team to them. Now, even with my VAs, they did not assign the task in the CRM, and that was one of the flaws that I had growing the company. It was so much that I was doing, I slipped on some things. I did. I'm not gonna lie, I slipped on some things. All right. So making sure no lead should live in everybody else's blind spot. So when something comes in, it has an ownership tag. Who is the owner of that task? Where does it go? Right? Who owns it and who follows up? That's what needs to happen. Right? I had a list of I had like 12 VAs working at one time, and nobody was putting the name on who owned the task. They were just doing it. Now it worked, but it wasn't efficient as I have it now, due to the fact I don't have to do it that way no more. I ain't gonna say who do it, but just know it's a way better way of getting this stuff done. All right. So what prevents the lead from being forgotten? Build fails self build fail safes for when the team gets busy. All right, let me say that again. Build fail safes for when the team gets busy. So When your team gets busy, how does it happen? So you have, say for instance, you have now I know this is challenging because a lot of the owners don't even know how to use a CRM. So I know the only way that they get in their CRM handle is with VAs. And so, and that's a cheaper way of doing it. But when you have your VA running your system, who's handling it? Right? When they're busy working with other clients, because they will, sometimes they may, uh how does what happens, right? What is that process? Right. So when you're automating stuff, you want to make sure all of those things are taken in account. Reminders are not weaknesses. Reminders are operational discipline. Who is reminding? How often? Get on it. I tell my VAs right now, if you send me something and I haven't responded, send it to me again. Send it to me again. And if you haven't, change the format. We use Notion. If you send me a task in Notion and I haven't responded in a day or two, copy that task and give it to me in Slack. If not, send a text message to my phone. Send it to an AI agent and have an agent tell me through the agent hub. We just implemented that last night, so that's new. But anyway, yeah, send your agent, tell your agent to give it to the agent hub, and then your agent can actually get it to my agent, and I would definitely see it because I work with my agent all day, every day. So, but reminders are operational discipline. Do not allow your team or whoever on it to not remind you when things are to be done. And don't feel like you don't need to remind them, right? Follow up needs to have a structure. We started off right there. You have a structure, then you build on top of that, and you have your workflows. And then on top of that, you put AI, okay? That way, okay? Now, follow up is necessary. How do you know it's working? How do you follow up? When you're working with a company like W.A.D.E Global AI, make sure you follow up to make sure that they're doing what's supposed to be done. How do you know that that lead went out? Right? What are you getting from the follow up? Who's owning the follow up? How many days has it been? Right? Luckily now we bring that stuff straight to you in the dashboard. But before, if you're not working with a company like this, then you want to make sure you follow up. Don't just leave it to chance and say, hey, they're gonna do it. I did that. Yes, again, you do have people and you do have great VAs. I've had amazing VAs throughout my lifetime working with virtual assistants for the past, since 2020. I've been working with them for 6 years. Had amazing. I've helped many business owners scale with VAs, and that's great. But inside of that, they didn't follow up. I would want them to follow up. They should follow up. And I didn't, again, I was handling it from this side. So we was making it happen, but follow up. Make sure you follow up. All right. Track. All right. So track. Track. Can we see what happened? Track the quote, call, message, appointment, close, or lost opportunity. Tracking creates visibility for audits and improvement. This is where, again, and you hear me say AI so many times, this is where technology, let me say it there, this is where technology has changed, because tracking and auditing has become so much easier. This, if I were to give you one thing that AI has changed in business, is the audit and the tracking. That has changed tremendously. That has changed tremendously. It allows me to make better decisions throughout the day. Now, the workflow is not finished when the message is sent. It is finished when the next step is owned. Just remember that. The workflow is not finished when the message is sent. It is finished when the next step is owned. So when you have a workflow, when you put it together, make sure that the next step is owned by somebody. Don't let it linger in the sky. Who owns it? Where does it go? Right? The email came in. What happens next? Oh, send it to me. Okay, when you get it, what do? I send the proposal back and you got it. Tag, you're it, right? Do that. Make sure that stuff is actually documented and people knows. Now, all right, so okay. Oh, wait a minute. I put something. I hit something. All right. So bring all right. So now we're gonna go and to see a little bit of where your business is leaking. Questions before building any automation. All right. Question one: where are we losing opportunities right now? All right. Question 2 is, what gets forgotten the second we get busy? And question 3 is, who owns the next step after the lead response? All right. So that's some things you want to answer yourself right there. You want to ask yourself, where are we losing opportunities right now? What gets forgotten the second we get busy, and who owns the next step? Grandbaby just came in. All right, so the grandbaby just came in, and all right, so let's go. See where we at. Let's see where we at. Let's see where we at, grandbaby. All right, all right, all right. My guy's still here. My guy's still here. So, all right, so let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, so the execution error rewards a systemized owner. So, reframe the outcome. Busy is not the same as built. A systemized owner builds steps that creates consistency. All right. All right. And so fast follow-ups, trust, revenue, and room to breathe. This is not about replacing the human standard. It's about protecting it when the owner is not personally holding every detail. We don't want to be owner dependent. We want to start setting up these automations. We want to get there. We definitely want automation, but everything is not an automation. As if you walk through this whole process, you understand that we need the structure first. We got the structure, then we put the automation, then we add the boom, boom, AI on top. All right, let me see what we got here. You are giving out the game and advice. Awesome. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Thank you for tuning in. I will be leveling this up a little bit more. This kind of content you're not gonna get nowhere, I guarantee, because we talk a lot more on AI, and I'm gonna show you how it actually does it. So stay tuned, stay with me. We will start to do more on the AI side. I just want to make sure that people are lay the foundation before I just add the roof on top. Right? I put a roof on top of the foundation and somebody don't even have the foundation laid. And so I got to make sure I build up the following. So that way we know, hey, all right, we ready for that. All right, we ready for the automation. We ready for what else we got. We just not just putting stuff together. Again, I'm teaching from experience. Those that may not know, I was out away from my business for a whole year. I had to go away where I wasn't able to run in my business for a while, and my business still ran. So automation definitely works. I am living proof that you can walk away from a company for a year and come back to something. Now I have to put that next drive into that next level of going up. Some people that follow him, man, they can't even leave their business for a week. They scared to go on a vacation. Now I'm able to leave my business when I get ready, and I take my other business around the whole world with me when I'm ready to go. Right. So that's where I am now, but I didn't always be there. I wasn't there all the time. It was places that I never got away from my business. Man, people were going out and I would sit right home and starting to learn. But now I'm telling you, push yourself away, right? Set stuff up, get your standards. You have to step away. You step away for 2-3 days and see what breaks. All right. Don't be scared to break something. That's how you get it fixed. All right. Your car breaks all the time. You fix it. Right? Your door in the house break. Everything breaks, but you're scared to let your business break. Sometimes some of those breaks cost you some money. All right. It's a lesson. I got lessons to where I lost over $12,000 on the deal. I still kept on going. Right. I've lost multiple accounts. I still kept on going. I've been on jobs that messed floors up, but I still kept on going. Right. So in your business, you must allow it to break. You must allow it to show what needs your attention the most. Right? Again, we can do audits, we can do talking, we can do automations, we can do all of A, B, C's, and D's of business. But until you get the gumption or get the urge or the boldness to actually say, wait a minute, let me see what's going on. And see, then you're gonna always be the bottleneck. And I know that word bottleneck comes out a lot now. A year or two ago, we wasn't using bottleneck, but they're using it now. And it's here. But again, we want to make sure that the humans, it's about protecting it when the owner is not personally holding every detail. That's what we're talking about here. All right, we're talking about not owning every detail. Right? You got systems, consistency, fast follow-up, trust, revenue, and then you got room to breathe, right? The system gives you room to breathe. All right? A business should not need the owner's memory to protect the customer's experience. The cleaner the standard, the more the owner can lead instead of chasing every loose end. So, all right. Hey, girl. Well, let me show my grandbaby came. Come on, grandbaby. You want to get on? You want to get on live, granddad? Oh, now you're hiding. Ah, ah, grandbaby here. That's your first live, girl. Well, go on. She don't want to get on live. That was her first live. She didn't even know it. But all right, so the execution error rewards the most systemized owner, not the busiest one. So this is the mission I want to give you, okay? I got a mission for you. All right, let me put this back on the screen. All right, so automate the first leak. Start the lead follow-up. Keep workflow simple. Make the next step visible. Subscribe if you don't miss the next live. All right. Comment automate if you want the exact workflow breakdown or implementation guide. If you are serious about building ownership in your operation, take the next step through the link in the description. We should have a link in the description. Wishing for more leads is not enough. The next step is to be owned. I mean, the next step has to be owned. Okay. That's it. All right. You can't wish for more. You can't wish for more. You have to go ahead and do it. All right. So comment automate if you want the blueprint to automate in your company. Again, I said info at W.A.D.E if you want to get it automate audit. And man, thank you for tuning in. My guy, appreciate y'all, the people that's here. We will be live again next week on Tuesday at 7 p.m. But I will have some more coming out throughout the week. I'm going to start tuning up on YouTube more. That way I can get to AI faster. It's about me. I'm ready to get to AI. I'm ready to just get to AI. I'm ready to just take y'all to AI already. All right. But I know I can't do that. All right. So let me start to build up, and then I'll see you soon. Wishing I ain't doing enough. I'm out of here.